let's get going. And as we said, if you have any questions, please put them in the chat box, and we'll try to answer them as we go along. If not, we'll either get back in touch with you, or we'll you know, answer it next week at the same time. So again, thank you for coming and joining me today for information about the real estate market up and down the I-275 and the 23 corridors. Um, I'm Bruce Webb with the Bruce Webb team of realtors, and we're a day off of St. Patty's Day. So I hope you guys have a safe holiday. I know the times have changed and how we can celebrate maybe tomorrow, but I hope everyone has a good time and more important, a safe time. And we definitely want to see you soon, and make sure that we're all together. Um, Again, thank you for joining us today. Have your questions ready, and let's sort of talk about a little bit what we did last week about the inventory. The inventory was, as I said, was super low. We were looking at some places 50% lower than uh, last year from 2020. Um, we are using the real comp numbers that is from the multiple listing service uh, properties that we're getting all this great information for that they provide us with. Um, and we have Livonia, Westland, Canton, Plymouth, Northville, as I said, all the way out to South Lyon. So we have a lot of information right here in front of us. So if you have a particular area that you want to talk about today, let me know, and we'll make things happen here for us too. So, or for you. Um, Again, I think one of the best questions that are out there: how do you pick a real estate agent? And there's several questions that you can come across when you ask an agent. A lot of times I'll tell you, there's a real estate agent on every corner. Everybody knows a real estate agent. Why do you want to use them? Well, because I know them. I feel comfortable with them. Well, what's their background? Have they been in business for a while? You are investing in probably one of the biggest investments that you have for you and your family. So get to know the agent, ask them some questions, and here are some of those questions that I come up with. How long has the agent been in the residential real estate business? How long have they been working? Give you an example. We've had our license since 1991. We've been in the Plymouth Canton community, and this, as I said, the 275 corridor for the full 30 years. We understand what's going on in that market. Okay, how many homes has your brokerage service in the last year? How many homes? Well, tell you the truth, I don't know the answer to that, but I do know that Preferred Realtor is the #1 office up and down the 275, for both listings and in sales, and that number comes from RealComp, and as I said, the multiple listing service. Those are they show every year for 15, 16, 17 years that we have been the #1 office up and down the I-275. We've got a great team here. The Bruce Webb team is a great team inside the Preferred Realtors, and we produce on a regular basis, and we can show our track record. Okay, type of designations that your real estate agent has. Well, first of all, I have a broker's license. We're a senior real estate specialist. We're accredited buyer's representative. We're certified in real estate negotiations. We are certified in short sales and foreclosures. Those are some of the certifications that we're talking about. So those are important to understand, that your agent has a good understanding of the process and the real estate market. But those are just the tip of the iceberg. That says they have a good education behind it. But that education helps you provide a service when trouble comes up, and typically there's bumps in the road on any transaction. When trouble comes up, they can answer, or they've been there before. So those are just little tips. The experience getting out there and actually showing that they've done the job and that they do it on a regular basis, where they have, like ourselves, have seen for the past 30 years, where it's the experience where we've seen the good and the bad and the ugly. Okay. How many days? How many days on the market is a typical listing last for you? Okay. Well, We work on a 2-year basis. We just don't want to have a month-to-month type of record, so we go back 2 years. Um, we Our average right now is 24 days on the market. Again, over the last 2 years, I would say in the last 4 months, we're averaging about 7 to 10 days. The average real estate agent in the RealComp MLS is about 53 days. And again, that is shortened quite a bit in the last couple of months also. So they are also in about, I would say about a 2-week period, 20-day period. Okay. How's that compare to others? Well, how does it compare with sales? Your list price compared to your sale price. Okay. Well, the average, and again for the past 2 years, the average out there for the real estate market is 97.7% of list price, sale price versus the list price. Okay. Mine in the last 2 years was 100.6. Again, in the last 3 or 4 months, that has shot up even higher. And for RealComp, it has gotten closer to the 100%. It's a very, as again, when the inventory gets low and the supply gets high, prices get higher, and we get a little bit smarter about how we're pricing the product. So those are some of the questions. You know, another one is, what specific marketing systems you have in place? Well, we have about a 50-step marketing process. We like to start marketing the house about 2 weeks prior to actually listing the house. When I say that, we come in with photographers. We come in with, you know, we want to get our postcards ready. We want to get our photography ready. We want to get you know, house prepped to make sure that it's in the best condition it can be before it hits the market. And then when it hits the market, we have a three-week process after that. So we're doing something every week, something new to make sure that the seller is getting top dollar for it. Now, on the flip side of that, as a buyer, we're doing a lot of different things for the buyer right now. We're trying to find the diamond in the rough, something that maybe is not even on the MLS or on the other websites like the Realtor.com, Move In Michigan, Zillow's, Trillia. We're trying to get maybe something that the buyer doesn't have to compete with, you know, 5, 6, 7, 10 different offers. So we have a marketing system we have a marketing system in place for our buyers that we're working on right now. So those are some of the questions you might want to ask your real estate agent before you hire him or her. And if you have any questions, obviously you can give us a call and make sure that we're here for you. So let's just sort of talk about what is going on in the market. As we said last week with Canton, they had about 155 homes on the market back in 2020, and only 51 homes on the market in 2021. For Livonia, again, it was sort of the same situation. Livonia last year had 131 homes on the market and only 65 on the market this year. We talk about the days on the market. The average days on the market back in 2020 for Livonia was 42, and in January it was in 2021 was 24. So it was a 42, almost 43% decrease days on the market, and a 50% decrease on the number of homes on the market, which again, it gets back to the supply and demand curve. And it's you know, important to understand what's going on. So again, please ask your questions and we'll try to answer them for you. That's Livonia. And let's scoot out, let's see, let's scoot out to South Lyon here. I think we have that right here. Give you an idea here. Lyon Township. Okay. Last year, inventory was 86 homes on the market, down to 24 this year. That's a 72% decrease in homes on the market. But it's sort of surprising. The actual homes on the market have stayed out there longer. So this last year was 50 days on the market. January this year was 57 days. So that's a little different type of market. I know that has a strange niche to it, but we've got to understand that. So those are a couple things that we want to look at. Another thing that sort of, let's go to the, on the, like the buyer side here a little bit too. Um, you know, again, please put your questions in that we can answer, and we'll try to answer them for you. But what do we do to recognize a good qualified buyer? Well, a good qualified buyer, we always start off with a pre-qualification letter, or more important, a pre-approval letter. Okay, and there's a difference. And a pre-qualification letter is basically the buyer has called up their lender, and they've talked to them over the phone, and the lender says, well, we can qualify you for X amount of dollars for your purchase. They haven't really taken in all the documentation. They haven't taken in a lot of things that need to make sure that they are actually approved. They haven't done some of the, you know, they might have done some of the background checks, but they haven't done all of them yet. So, and especially in this market, it is very, very important to get a pre-approval letter and make sure that you are ready to fight the battle, especially if you are working with the buyer, working as a buyer to purchase a home, because someone else is going to be in that pre-approval stage, and they're going to look at you and say, well, we're not 100% sure that we can close with you, but we can with them. Even if it's a little bit lower offer, we don't want to miss that opportunity. Money down. Typically in the past, it used to say, you know, we want to have 20% down. That's the strongest offer we can get besides a cash offer, or 50% down. But for mortgages, anything over 20% was a very strong offer. Now, as a buyer, you get away from like the PMI, the mortgage insurance on that. If you're above the 20%, there's a couple other programs out there. If you were at 10 or 15%, you might get away with the PMI, depending on the loan itself. But in most cases, 20% down, and you can get away from the PMI. But so what we're looking for is a good portion down and closing costs. And the closing costs can run somewhere between 2 and 7%. Now, there are several types of loans out there. They're very good loans that might have like a 3% or a 5%. FHA is a 3.5% down. Okay, VA is 0 down. And again, these are good qualified buyers, and you know, the mortgage is there, the money is there. They're backed by several. You know, the VA is backed by the government. FHA is backed by the Federal Housing Administration. So those are, you know, those are good possibilities for a buyer. And on the other side, the seller has to understand that those are good possibilities also. It's just the way they're presented at the time of, say, a multiple offer situation, and making sure that you have the right agent presenting it to make sure that you have the best light on you. They want to make sure that you have a significant amount of funds. So typically what to cover your monthly house payments and that, typically what we're looking for is about a 28% total income to cover your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. And that's, you'll hear people talking about PITI. It's principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So yes, you can go over that. I've seen them go, you know, into the 40% or even close to 50%, but ideally you want to stick under the 30% there at the 28%. Okay, and credit. Your credit report is very important nowadays. It is based on a lot of your interest rate is based on your credit. So if you have a low credit, you know, credit report, it's a good chance that you're going to be paying a higher interest rate on your mortgage. So we just wanted to make sure about that for you. So again, if you have any questions about the buyers and sellers, please let me know. I'll be back here next week at 11:45, and I hope you have a great Michigan Day and stay safe on St. Patty's Day, and we'll be talking to you soon. Bye now.